Last week, Bitcoin saw a massive dump. Currently, Bitcoin is pumping and Ethereum is pumping with it. In today's video, I'll explain to you guys what is going to happen next, whether we continue towards new all-time highs, or if this pump is over right now. Last week, Bitcoin has seen a breakdown out of the range low right over here of this beautiful either a distribution range or a reaccumulation range. And what we can now see is that after breaking down out of that range, Bitcoin saw a bearish retest over here and then continued its way towards the downside. Now we know that, in my opinion, if price is truly bearish after such a range breakdown over here, you do not want to see a perfect retest like this and then another breakdown. Hell, you especially don't want to see another bearish retest like we were seeing over here yesterday on the price of Bitcoin and then another breakdown. Both are extremely bullish, because in my opinion, when we look at it from a range perspective, this is your range and price breaks down out of that range. It either consolidates and then front runs that range and continues to the downside, or it continues to the downside, front runs the range, makes low, then sweeps that high into that range low and then continues to the downside. Those are my two range breakdown models, and both have not been happening over here. So what I'm looking at on Bitcoin is that I'm personally preferring a potential deviation below that range low before a reclaim and then targeting higher levels. But there's one thing that we have to take into account over here, and I can't be bullish just yet on the price of Bitcoin. Because what we can see over here is that Bitcoin obviously saw a very clean reversal structure, right? It swept the low over here, and after sweeping that low, it broke structure towards the upside over here. So you can say, okay, we are looking at a high probability break of structure. We have swept the low over here. The bottom might be in. We should be forming a higher low, and then we should be targeting higher levels. But what is very important about this piece of price action over here is if I mark out the start of the weekend over here, and if I mark out the end of the weekend right over here, we can see that this reversal structure, guys, was taking place over the weekend. And now you guys know that one of my core rules is that any type of price action that takes place either during the weekend or during bank holidays, whether it's a reversal structure, a continuation structure, a hard pump or a hard dump, they can never ever be trusted. Why? Smart money isn't active during the weekends. Smart money isn't active during bank holidays. And do you think they will let price reverse like this without them being in a position? I personally don't think so. So what you often see with these kind of moves that happen during the weekend is that they are designed to trap people into long positions over here, and those people will use that weekend low to cover their stop loss, and then they will be targeting, for example, a new all-time high. Meaning that this weekend reversal structure engineered plenty of liquidity to the downside right over here. This is also one of the reasons, guys, why I am currently positioned in this intraday short position on Bitcoin that actually got filled beautifully to a T yesterday, as you guys can see over here. And as always, guys, as you guys can see, I shared the signal up front over here in the community way before the entry got hit, and right now we are filled over here. You guys can still check out the Tribe Capital community for 14 days for just $1 if you follow the first link in the description down below. The best trading community in the space. But guys, more importantly, I'm currently intraday short over here, targeting that weekend liquidity over here. Now, once that weekend liquidity gets taken out, that's where I will be interested in brand new swing longs on Bitcoin, okay? The invalidation for that swing long, in my opinion, is beneath this piece of price action, where we could see the price was slow grinding towards the upside, followed by a flush to the downside, price traded back above that high, and then targeted higher levels. So this low over here, in my opinion, around $105,000 makes up for a very nice and clean invalidation for this bullish thesis. I'm still targeting brand new all-time highs for the price of Bitcoin. If we take out this low right over here, this is where I will be looking for potential swing longs, targeting brand new all-time highs around $123,000. The exact trading idea, as always, will be shared in the Tribe Capital community. One of the main reasons why I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin is because I've gathered the last 7 years of data on the monthly candles on Bitcoin. And this data that has been quantified is showcasing to us over here, as you can see at the bottom right, that 97.4% of the monthly candles have a bigger wick towards the upside. So we can see that the monthly open happened right over here, and after opening the monthly candle, Bitcoin has only seen a tiny little move towards the upside of approximately 0.27% to form that wick towards the upside before expanding to the downside. Now, as you guys can see, almost all of the monthly candles have formed a bigger wick towards the upside, meaning that this high over here, this current monthly high, is a very weak pivot and will act as a major draw on liquidity for the price of Bitcoin. So even if we take out the current monthly low, I remain bullish because I want that monthly high to get taken out right over here, which will be my first target around $116,000. Now, another coin that is flagging a major warning is Ethereum, guys. As you guys can see over right here on the left, I've gathered the last 3 years of data on the weekly candles for Ethereum. And when we look at the distance data and we look at the probabilities, we can see that 100% of the weekly candles over the last 3 years have seen a bigger week compared to the current weekless candle that we have seen so far this week on Ethereum. So we can see that the weekly candle opened right over here on Ethereum. It immediately formed the low of the weekly candle and then started expanding towards the upside, meaning that we can see that Ethereum only put a wick to the downside of approximately minus 0.10%, which is basically nothing, guys, meaning that the current weekly low over here for the price of Ethereum will act as a major draw on liquidity. Now, am I interested in shorting the price of Ethereum? No, because the chart simply is too strong. This chart is simply too bullish. But according to my system, guys, I also simply can't be looking for longs on Ethereum until we have taken out this weekly low over here. So what I will personally be looking at is that we are, I think, forming some kind of a range right over here for the price of Ethereum with our range low over here and then our range high right over here. So what I'll be looking at is for Ethereum to get a dip and take out that current weekly low into that range low, and then I'll be waiting for some lower time frame confirmations over here. If I get that lower time frame confirmation, I'll be looking to long Ethereum with my invalidation over here, targeting higher levels around $3,938. But eventually, guys, on the higher time frame, we can see that Ethereum is still trading so close near the range high of this massive reaccumulation range that we are looking at over here, guys. And after that perfect retest of that range low over here and getting so close over here towards that range high, the next objective obviously should be these equal highs over here around this range high that are acting as a major draw on liquidity around $4,100 for the price of Ethereum. So even if we get a bit of a dip, I'll be looking to long Ethereum up on the right confirmations, targeting that range high right over here. Another Bitcoin and Ethereum update completed. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure to smash up the like button, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao, ciao!